Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils. Manchester United have won 1-0 away at St Mary's against Southampton, and oh my days, how nervy was that at the end. I don't know about you lot, but I was flapping. I didn't think we was going to do it. I honestly thought it was going to come to a crashing end. And even if we'd have got a draw, do you know what? It probably would have been a fair result, but Manchester United have nicked the win. And do you know what I really enjoyed? Do you know what I really enjoyed? Just as the match ended, the TV cameras panned onto Romelu Lukaku, who was loving this win. You could see how much it meant that Manchester United hung on and actually got the points in that game. He was absolutely delighted with it. And that tells me that is a winner. That is a guy that is here to win stuff. And he did fantastic. He was literally the difference. His goal was the difference in this game. 8 in 8 for Romelu Lukaku. Where's all those haters now? Where are all those doubters now? And it has to be said, Manchester United still got issues with our play. There's still a little bit of a dysfunction, a little bit about some of our play, but we are looking strong, we are looking solid, we are keeping clean sheets at the back, and we're scoring goals. Now, I think a lot of time, and I still not figured out exactly what it was that they changed that enabled them to really come back into the game the way they did, but they absolutely dominated us in the second half, and by the end United was putting defenders on and United was holding on. That wasn't a United team that was awaiting a team to change up their formation that had been knocking at the door for the entire second half, because that's what we've seen all for the rest of the season. That wasn't what we saw here tonight. What we saw here tonight was a team that was switching up their play and actually beating us at football. However, we held on. I thought Phil Jones was good in defence. I thought Matic was good. But there's still a bit of a dysfunction about our play. And this isn't me complaining, this is me just talking about what I am seeing on the pitch. We are entering what will be the defining month of our season. We cannot lose or win the league here. We can only put ourselves in a position to do better or worse going forward. We're not going to see whatever happens with the title be decided in this month. But we could end up way off the pace, or we could really make a statement. That's what we could do this month. With only one home game, I think that the pressure is on Manchester United to really do something in this month or so that we've got. We've got to go to Moscow, we've got to go to Benfica, we've got to go to Anfield, we've got to go to all these crazy places. If we come out of the other side of that, then I think the credentials for Manchester United to put a title run together will be there for everybody to see. We'll have passed the most difficult of tests that we can go and pass. The long travel, the rivals away at Anfield. We'll have passed all of those tests if we do pass those tests. Because it's not a foregone conclusion. Like, I think a lot of people was writing off Southampton today, seeing how they've scored so few goals. But you only need one to ruin the result for us today, and they was close to getting that one. They was goal difference now separates United and City. I'm not sure what score their match ended up actually, so let me just see if I can pull City's one up. Unless you guys can tell me in the comments. City finished 5-0. Wow, that was a bit closer. That was a lot closer last time I saw. Okay, so City are quite a far ahead now on the goal difference. But do you know what? At the end of the day, you only get the same amount of points as we get. If we keep picking up the 3 points, happy days. Yeah, everyone's just telling me now in here. 5-0. Great performance. Unbelievable performance. Stoke got put away by Chelsea 4-0 as well. So it's going to be tough at the top. Chelsea are doing better than I expected them to do with European football, but we've not really got too much into that. Let's see what happens after 3-4 matches in Europe, as well as trying to juggle the league. We're going to find out ourselves. We are going to find out ourselves what we're made of going into this. I think we might have missed Paul Pogba's controlling of a game a little bit today. Someone who can actually control the ball with his feet and keep possession and recycle possession. I don't know why Mourinho was sent off. Actually, somebody's just asked me in the comments. I have no idea what it was that he got sent off for. Clearly the fourth official thinks he deserves sending off. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mourinho simply just trying to draw attention to something and take everybody's mind off what was going on the pitch. Maybe that was the case. Yeah, maybe Jose was saving Marshall for the Champions League game. I agreed with the substitutions, to be fair. I thought that the substitution was the right sort of thing at the time that we needed them. We was up against it. I think bringing on a striker there that probably wouldn't have been able to get too much time on the ball might not have been the best option for us. And I think maybe it's not the bravest thing to do at that time. Maybe bringing on a striker then would have been the greatest thing to do at that time. But I definitely think the substitutions were correct. George says we definitely missed Pogba. A tough game, a win is a win, says Gustav. Exactly, yeah. I do think that this is the sort of ground that we could go and drop points, not necessarily lose, but we could certainly go and draw. So I think that I'm pretty happy going there and getting 3 points. 1-0, 4-0. It's great to win 4-0 in it, but do you know what? A win is a win at the end of the day. A win is a win. Poor performance, but still got the 3 points. Let's move on, says the explanation. Don't compare Rashford to Mbappe. Why? They're both young, exciting players. Just because you're going off FIFA ratings, my mate, doesn't mean that means it's real life. They're pretty close. They are pretty close. Marshall won't play Champions League. He will leave. I think that's getting a bit excited. Outclassed totally, says Joshua. We wasn't outclassed. They was the better team in the second half. We was the better team in the first half. We managed to put a ball in the back of that. They didn't. It wasn't an outclassing at all. Ali says Mourinho ban incoming. Probably right. Sloppy play by United, says Amir. Yeah, I do think it was sloppy play at times. I thought Ashley Young had a decent game, but there was one point which sort of highlights why I don't like playing Ashley Young. Yes, you can highlight the cross that he put in, which led to the Lukaku goal. But something else that sums him up in regular play for me was he drives the ball up the pitch. He overtakes Marcus Rashford in his own half, which is not really what you want your fullback to be doing. A fullback needs to play it out and stay behind his winger. The fullback can overlap once you get into the final third, but you're overlapping in your own half is real schoolboy stuff. Now what happens is Ashley Young got tackled and dived, goes to ground, and then Southampton counter-attack down the gap that he's just left at left back because he's not gone past his man. He's come on the inside and tried to go past Marcus Rashford. Luckily, Marcus Rashford managed to get back, but that was the mistake that could have led to them scoring a goal. That's the sort of sloppy play that I don't like Ashley Young having as a left back. That's the sort of thing that you have to look out for. You can't just look at, yes, he's put a couple of decent crosses in the last week, that means he has to start. No, the job of a left back is primarily to not make mistakes in areas that are going to lead to you conceding chances or conceding goals, and that's what he did today. And that was the thing that highlights why I don't think he should be starting on a regular basis. Yes, he's got some good qualities, but there's no way for me that he should be starting on a consistent basis ahead of Blind. Fellaini cannot control the game. Play Herrera instead, says Kai. Mkhitaryan needs Pogba to play his game. Mkhitaryan's keeping hold of the ball just a little bit too long at the moment, isn't it? I'm not sure if that's because he's anticipating a run that maybe isn't happening. Someone saying Mata was poor today. I think what you get is when your creative players are away from home in the way that they are like this, they don't get the sort of freedom that they would normally get. We don't see the same amount of ball as we normally get. I thought the counter-attack was our best opportunity to go and score some goals. It looked like that was going to be the way throughout the first half, and then I honestly need to go and watch it again to find out what needs to change or what changed that we didn't pick up on, because it was such a different game in the second half. Jones, man of the match, says Ali. Yeah, you guys let me know who you thought was man of the match in the comments. I thought Jones was very good. I thought Bay was pretty good as well. I think both of those two had pretty strong games. Mickey has been shit the last few games, as well as Rashford, says I am 30 Ducker. I wouldn't say shit. I don't think Rashford was shit today. I thought he was pretty poor last time. A Hodge says I'm talking shit. Young was solid today. Okay, so you didn't see what I saw when he lost the ball. Alpha certainly away from home, and I'm not sure what the crack is going on with Herrera at the moment. He's not looked fantastic. He's not looked like the guy that we had last season. But I think he needs to be given some game time to get back into the season and get back into the swing of things. Matic was good, says Red Gaming. Yeah, I agree on that one. Big 3 points, says Marek. Yeah, do you know what? It was a big 3 points, actually, wasn't it? We've got to keep the pressure on. Look, someone in the comments is just constantly going on about Marshall leaving. Where are you getting this from? Do you not listen to what Jose Mourinho said? Well, we picked up 3 points. That will do, I think, isn't it? Herrera instead of Fellaini, he can control a game and gel brilliantly with Mata. I don't know what the issue was today. I really don't. I really need to see. But I definitely think a midfield 3 would have been stronger. Miss Paul Pogba. I want him back, says Tiana. Take 3 points, but forget the performance, says Nem. Ultimately, that's what it's down to, isn't it? Yep, take the 3 points, forget about the performance. Marshall and Lingard should have been put in to drive them back, says Michael. It's not a bad shout, mate. Shaw on Wednesday was good for 20. Lost the comment. Happy with a clean sheet and 3 points, says Flynn. I think that's it. You've got to look at you can't be too critical of everybody. We ain't going to score 4 goals every single week. That's just not going to happen. I definitely think. Yeah, ultimately that's the one. Anthony Marshall in the comments just has got a one-track mind, and he's just constantly talking about Marshall. It's Manchester United FC, mate, not Marshall FC. Marshall didn't play today. He'll probably play during the week. So let's talk about the players who played today. How about that? I'm excited for Moscow, says George. Not really, if I'm being completely honest. It's going to be a tough game. I think sometimes fans are massively arrogant about what our team is capable of doing, and I think sometimes you have to just remember that it's 2 teams in a game of football, and tactically, a poor team can beat a good team. A poor team can beat a great team. We saw Betis turn over Real Madrid the other night. This is back-to-back Champions League winners. It happens. You can go and drop points against anybody. That's football. That's what makes team games so good. That's why there's so many up and down results, because you need certain men to play well, and if one person has a bad game, it can affect everybody. You're only as good as your weakest link, and sometimes a whole team unit can be really good. I hate going to Russia, says Tevin. It's a long way, isn't it? It's a long way. Played bad but still got the result. Exactly. Very nervy finish, says Harris. If we get 1 point in no injuries in Moscow, it's a win. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Possession needs to be improved, says Eric. Is that where we missed Paul Pogba then? Is that where we missed Paul Pogba? I think it might have been where we missed Paul Pogba, to be fair. 3 points is the main thing. We did well, and the substitutions make sense, says Ali. Yeah, I agree. I knew it would have been a tough game, says Skippy, but in the end, we're very lucky to get the 3 points. I think that's the one, man. I think we just have to be like, yeah, do you know what? We didn't play great today. Probably not worth tuning in for match of the day, but do you know what? We got the 3 points, and as everybody's been saying, that is all that matters. But there's things that I've been saying all season that there's not quite clicking for us at the moment. We're scoring a lot of goals, but often that's on the back of a reaction to something that's happened with the opposition. I think United's play can still be improved. I think we're better than last season, but I still see room for improvement. That is realistic improvement within the team that we've got, and I think we're going to get there. I'm just impatient. I want to see United going absolutely blitz teams every single week, you know what I mean? 7 at the back at the end, so lucky they didn't score. I know the newspapers would have had an absolute field day, wouldn't they, if that was the case? Glad Letitia wasn't playing. Oh, do you know what? Sky Sports Centre had Letitia and Phil Thompson on. Are they just trying to find the worst people that they can find? Is that what they're doing? We will lose to Liverpool. Our defence is shit. This defence kept another clean sheet, so I'm going to say it's not shit. Our CSK in Moscow going to be our toughest opponents we've ever faced. We did Rostov last season in the Europa. No, they're not going to be the toughest opponents we've ever faced, but there's very real concerns about the travel to these places. The time zones, all that sort of stuff affects everybody. So, it's going to be a tough game, make no mistake. Don't think that we're just going to turn up and slap them. We might beat them. We might absolutely smash them. But I wouldn't expect it. I would hope for it, but not expect it. Anyway, the fan cams will be coming out as soon as possible, so make sure you keep it lots of Full-Time Devils for all of those. And get your say in the comments below. Who do you think was man of the match? Like it, and we'll see you in a bit. Laters.